Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. So, what do we have today? A lot of news. A lot of news. So, Mike Novogratz, the billionaire dude from Galaxy Digital, says that the current market events are going to send Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana definitely high. Definitely high. Higher, I agree. But I think I agree with his previous comment that it's going to be about $75,000 for Bitcoin. That said, you do see Ethereum doing a little bit better. You see Solana doing a lot better. But why is Solana doing better? Probably because of the memes. Which leads me to another story. Yo, my man Corey, what's up? So what we have with that is, so there was a pump and dump attacker against pump.fun, right? Pump.fun is where everybody's going to create Solana-based memes. And so they go there, create these memes. It's mad easy. They'll help create liquidity for you, the whole nine. And get you listed on Radium, that whole bit, right? And he attacked for $2 million. Not only did he take the $2 million, he took the $2 million, hit Twitter and said, yeah, I'm giving it all away, and airdropped it to a whole bunch of random addresses. Yeah, I checked my address. Yeah, that didn't happen for me. Yeah, I'm a little sad. You could have hit off like 2 million people for $1. That would have been cool. But so my question is, do they have to give it back? Right? So I'm just curious if they, if they all have to give it back. So that's something I want to find out. But the reason, he just didn't like the idea of it. And it's a former employee, no less. A former employee. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, there's somebody out there that hates it more than I do. And it's not that I hate memes. It's just that I feel that they're taking over, right? Where you have serious projects out there that are doing serious things, and memes have just taken over the space. They're just sucking up all the oxygen out of the room. And that's where I have a problem. But that's cool. There's other good news though. Bakkt predicts BAKKT. Again, basically everything that I talk about, you can go to growmybag.tv and see the articles. The morning articles that I talk about are free, of course, but the articles that I talk about here, during the overflows, all of those articles, yeah, you got to pay for that. Not you guys. We're working on that. Not you guys. We're trying to automate, when you're a member on YouTube, for however long you're a member on YouTube, you'll be a member on growmybag.tv. So we're still working on that, but we're like ridiculously close. We're like real close. I'm hoping by the end of next week, we'll actually have it solved. But anyway, Bakkt says that institutional investors are going to be piling on. So all the numbers, and I got into this a little bit this morning. If you look at all the numbers, when you look at inflows and outflows, the bulk of those inflows and outflows are happening over the counter or OTC. Basically, it's between you and I with maybe a broker in between. But that means that whatever broker has to have that Bitcoin. And right now, you have exchanges like Coinbase whose Bitcoin reserves are dropping like rocks. And it's going to be soon that they say, well, yeah, no, can't handle this anymore. You're going to have to go to the open market and see if you can go get your Bitcoin. How long that will be before that happens, I don't know. Because it's up to the companies themselves, the exchanges themselves, to say, yeah, you're tapping into our reserves. We're done. You go do your thing. And I'm kind of like, ooh, that can happen. That can have a lot of different effects, right? You go to the open market, you try to swallow up whatever Bitcoin anybody's selling. Then you go to the open market and you try to dump whatever Bitcoin you need to sell. Prices fluctuate like this. Eventually, you think that they would get close to just moving like that. But that could have a lot of ramifications that we probably haven't seen in a long time with regard to Bitcoin. So that would be interesting to see how that plays out, with each one of the companies saying what their limit is for for handling OTC transactions. And, it's not just the exchanges, right? You literally have OTC brokers that do this. Then you have CME Group, and I spoke about this earlier today. You have CME Group talking about, we're probably going to launch our own Bitcoin spot ETF. You're talking about the United States' largest futures broker, or futures exchange, rather, getting involved in that. That's going to be big. Bitcoin ETF inflows, I think yesterday or today, $303 million. $303 million US, right? Fiat. That means that next quarter's reporting, you're going to hear about whoever was a part of that getting involved with $303 million in purchases. And then whatever inflows, outflows happen for the rest of the quarter, right? Because that's how it works. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just saying, wow. One of the companies that got involved was definitely Pine Ridge Advisors. They said, yeah, we dropped a couple of hundred. We got some. So when you look at everything that's going on in the Bitcoin spot ETF space, there's a lot more movement that's happening than what hits the public, right? Because they don't have to say jack. Public companies don't have to say jack until quarterly reporting. Think about that. So if they started in May, they don't have to report that until June. So until August, right? May, June, July. You report in August. Or no, wait, my bad. So April, May, June, and you report in July. I was right the first time. And you sit there and you just kind of go, holy crap. Yeah, holy crap. That's what that is. So you can have a lot of action. So what you're hearing right now is a lot of action happen. That's right. A lot of companies invested. That's right. But that was back then. All we're getting now is who and how much, which, if you're paying attention, will affect stock as well as crypto. So right now we just got a whole bunch of good news. So crypto's up. As a matter of fact, excuse me. Let me just take a look. Just looking. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 65,336, give or take, depending on which exchange you're looking at. So yeah, Bitcoin hit a high and it's maintaining pretty well. I'm happy about that. What else is going on in terms of regulation? So the House passed a bill. The Senate joined in, passed a bill. Biden says that it's dead on arrival. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it will be, but we'll see, because it's got to hit his desk first, and it's being prepared to hit his desk. So we'll see what happens. But that says that there are a lot. I don't know if it was done along party lines. I know it was mostly Republicans, but I don't know if it was done along party lines or if there were some of both on either side of the debate. And I'm pretty sure it's the latter. Elizabeth Warren obviously is on the side of hate crypto. And she was, begging. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just going, if the Democrats, actually in the Senate, it has to be, some Democrats, some Republicans, because there's a narrow margin. There's a narrow margin and the Democrats lead that. So you had to have some Democrats side on the side of, the SEC's, regulation, I forgot the number of it, is too far. So that's why Elizabeth Warren was begging, yelling, screaming. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, why do you hate it so much? I would like to sit with her and find out just how much she actually understands about crypto. You know what I mean? I don't know that she actually knows a lot about crypto. And she's a smart lady. It's not like she's stupid. She's a very smart lady. But I'm really wondering how much she knows about crypto, because she's going after crypto like, it's the bubonic plague. And I'm just sitting back and just kind of going, I don't think you understand how crypto works. Right? I don't think you understand how crypto works. And I'd like to understand her, national security issue she has with crypto, but doesn't have with the US dollar. See what I mean? Because at least with crypto, you can see it. It's all out on public. It's right there in the block, on the blockchain. The US dollar, I can literally hand you a stack of US dollars and nobody would know anything. Nobody would be any the wiser. So that's what I think about. What else is going on is the U.S. Treasury, reading my notes, the U.S. Treasury says it wants to improve money laundering regulation with regard to crypto and other, illicit finance. I would like to know what that means. That's a very nebulous statement. I would really like to understand what that means. I think that, if a government agency or employee is going to say something, it should be clear. It shouldn't just be a broad stroke comment like that. Like, what do you mean you want to revisit or you want to create regulation? What's the process that you're going to take? Who are you going to discuss it with? What's the, breadth and depth of your education about the subject matter? And I'm thinking a lot of those people over there are really smart about things. I would like to understand that, right? I would like to understand that. I would also like to understand the government's fear against crypto. Is it because it's stateless, meaning it doesn't belong to any single country to control? That could be a big thing. But anyway, we have more stuff. Coinbase added a Solana-based DEX to their roadmap, and it happens to be this DEX called Drift. Drift happened to have an airdrop today. And I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, yeah, Drift is probably going to get really, really interesting. Drift, Radium, Jupiter. Jupiter's the largest in the world at the moment, beating out Uniswap. Drift, Radium, and Jupiter. Going to be paying big attention to those. Very big attention. And the reason why is because I want to understand what kind of security measures that they have in place, who's involved, just everything that I would normally go through when evaluating any kind of project, whether it be a coin, a DEX, a DApp, a DeFi project, whatever it is, that's what I'm paying attention to. Just because it's a DEX does not mean I have to trust it. A DEX does not mean you have any more security than anybody else. That's what I'm paying attention to in that regard. Then you have Tether, Ubit, and Ton, as in Toncoin, getting together to create a new payment system. That is going to be big. It's going to be big. Now, the partnership between Tether and Toncoin that I told you about earlier this week. Okay, that's interesting. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to, maneuver a stable coin, within the environment. But a payment solution too? Hold the phone. Say what? So I'm just sitting back and I'm saying to myself, that's going to be interesting. So is it a payment solution that's for Telegram and then they'll come out with it? That's what I'm wondering. And if they do that, that's going to be big. You're talking about, again, Telegram has about 900 million accounts. Definitely approaching 1 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot of potential, customers, transactions, everything. And then if they were to take that payment structure and expand it beyond Telegram, well, then you have more. Right? Then you have more. Sorry about that. My phone went off. So that I find to be interesting. Something else that might be even bigger. Even bigger. Let me throw out some names. The DTCC, Chainlink, JP Morgan, Bank of New York Mellon, and Franklin Templeton. What do they all have in common? Oh, that's right. They just completed a pilot program to accelerate fund tokenization. Fund tokenization. Now, calling out JP Morgan with Jamie Dimon talking out the side of his neck. Seriously? Fund tokenization? If they made that announcement that they completed, it was most likely favorable. If it was favorable, I think the chances are high that's where they're going. And when you look at the solution, Chainlink. Am I surprised? Not in the slightest. Why is that? Chainlink is the oldest Oracle. Chainlink has their new technology called CCIP, coupled with the fact that one of their biggest partners is the Swift network, or Swift. That is huge. Huge. Who just signed on and didn't say hello? Gonna hurt my feelings. So when you look at that, you're looking at some major players getting into that space. Remember the other day when I said Franklin Templeton is testing out, is playing around with settlements using their Benji token? That means Franklin Templeton is exposed to at least 3 different blockchains: Polygon, Stellar, and Chainlink. If that's not adoption on a grand scale. And also remember that, what's her name? Jennifer Johnson, the CEO, I think her first name is Jennifer. Jennifer Johnson, no relation, was on a show, and I think it was actually CNBC, and said, listen, I believe funds, like mutual funds, settlements, a lot of things are moving toward the blockchain. Why would she say such a thing? Why would she say such a thing? This is why. Because she knows her company, her firm is working in blockchain, and then they're a part of this particular test. I'm telling you, I think that things are moving forward in a major fashion. In that way, I think it's moving in a major fashion. So I'm sitting back and I'm just saying to myself, that's bigger than what people think. That's way bigger than what people think. And if you're not thinking that's a big deal, then there's something wrong. Because you should be thinking that's a big deal. And there are 3 technologies that we should be walking away from with that. Chainlink, Polygon, Stellar. Those are the 3 that are involved. I'm just saying. That's got my ears pointing straight up like, wow, that's probably the biggest news I have for the day. That's right there. That's probably the biggest news. Remember what I told you, when you do your own research, you start to create these dots, and then you start to realize, oh, I can start putting these dots together. And those are dots that we can put together. And that was only what, in the past 3 days? 3 days. 3 days. Not even, probably just 2. I'm just saying 3 days. So you put all that together, and now you've got major happenings that are saying the infrastructure of the banking or financial institutions is definitely resting on top of blockchain and specific blockchains. Here's another question that I have back to JP Morgan. What about JP Coin for Onyx? That's right. They own Onyx. Onyx has JP Coin. What are you using JP Coin for? Because everything that I see that JP Morgan is involved in, they're leveraging other technologies. They're not leveraging JP Coin. So JP Coin could literally be only an internal process, an internal service. Highly possible. But something like that, I'm expecting to get bigger. I'm expecting that to get bigger. And if Chainlink is in bed with some of the world's largest financial institutions, I'm suspecting that they're going to be walking into many more banks. many, many more. With something like this under their belt, to be able to say it was successful with these institutions, mark my words. Mark my words, that's going to be big. So am I going to be, getting deeper into Chainlink? I have a bag of Chainlink. I have a small bag of Stellar, and I think I still have a small bag of Polygon. Am I going to get back in? I know I'm going to get into Chainlink. Am I going to get into Polygon? I probably will. Stellar? Should have been already. But I look at Stellar as more of a transactional coin because it's so fast, it's secure, it's easy to work with, boom, 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 boom. So I don't know that I need to invest in it as much as I need to invest in something like Chainlink. Right? I think they're doing a lot. In other general topics, you have KuCoin also exiting Nigeria. We've got GameStop and AMC on the stock side plummeting. And it was sooner than the last time because it's not an unknown thing. It's not that much of a wow. It was a wow. Don't get me wrong. It went up like a ton, but it's crashing a ton too. What's that? A day or two? 2 days, 2 to 3 days of, wow, they're back. All right, they're back. So what? Where's the substance? Right? Roaring Kitty was dropping memes and doing all this kind of stuff. Amounted to not much. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people made a lot of money, made big moves, but it was like this. And a lot of people called it. It was like this. So many people called it that it was hard to actually do, shorts on GameStop and AMC. That's the big deal. That's the big deal. So when I tell you that memes and meme coins, not so good, there's an example. There's an example. Will they keep going lower? Probably. Will they fade away? Or will the initial luster fade away? Yeah, probably. Yep. Want some good news? Good news. Cardano is teasing some new tech that they're going to be rolling out called Genesis. Can't wait for that. Cardano has been dropping little things for a while and nobody's paying attention. They've dropped a couple of partnerships, like the one in the Middle East. Nobody's paying attention. People should not sleep on Cardano. It is a very fast, very secure, very cheap network. Don't sleep on it. Cardano has the capability of being the chain. I don't know why this is happening right now. Oh, okay, I know what that is. It has the capability of being a chain that can absolutely become a regular day-to-day chain, meaning I can use that to go buy a bag of chips. I think it's headed in that direction. And if it is, there are only a handful of coins that can do something like that. Again, I keep telling everybody, it's not going to be one coin that stores are going to use or stores will be able to use to do regular transactions at the register. Not like that. There'll just be so much traffic. I think that they'll have to, instead of spinning it around to show you how much you can tip, they'll spin it around and give you different QR codes so that you can scan and pay. They'll give you a choice. They'll give you a choice and you'll just go like, oh, you have stacks. Boop. Oh, you have Polygon. Boop. You have Cardano. Boop. Solana. Boop. Bitcoin. Boop. And you'll just boop it and keep it moving. I would not use Bitcoin. You could be standing there for a couple hours, even if you choose priority. I would not be choosing Bitcoin. I would be choosing something like Stellar, Stacks. Polygon is fast. XRP is fast. Cardano is fast. I'd be choosing one of those. I would not be choosing. The fees alone tell me I would not be using Ethereum. They'd have to solve that fee problem. And Vitalik Buterin, as I told you earlier this week, did put forth something that could actually help with gas fees. Still, there are other coins that move faster. Just saying. Now, would I use a Bitcoin for online purchases? And I'm not gonna, I don't need that at the register. I'm about to walk out the store type deal. Oh yeah, definitely. But at the store, there are certain coins that are going to be useful at the store, at the register, and then there'll be other coins, a whole slew more of coins that can be used in e-commerce checkout. That's a very big deal. A very big deal. Pay attention to those kinds of things. I would absolutely tell you to do that. What else is there? Not quite. Corey, are you at work? Just curious. Wait a minute. Okay, no, it looked like I was not recording anymore. Oh, okay, there it is. Maybe I'm not recording anymore. Huh. It looks like I'm still recording. Okay. Corey, can you still see me? I mean, you might be at work, so you might not be able to answer, but I'm just going to keep recording because it'll still go online. What else is there? Last bit of news is that's it. Oh, no, there was one more piece of news that I wanted to share with you guys. JP Morgan came out and said mining Bitcoin is about $45,000. To mine a single Bitcoin is about $45,000. That's big. And what they're saying is, let me just read my notes. The bank sees no near-term upside in Bitcoin price due to various headwinds. Wow. Rune's hype is faded. Yep. So I agree with that. Elix, what's up, my man? Late day at school. Yeah, I got you. I know how that feels. So there's a lot. There's a lot for you guys to go back and review, right? And understand what's going on out there. Because there's so much going on with regard to infrastructure and foundation. Because if you look at how much foundation is being laid by institutions, and you look at companies like mine that are hosting, e-commerce websites that are Web3 enabled, right? Crypto enabled. So much foundation is being laid that you have to believe, or I believe, that mass adoption is only a hair away. A hair away. And with mass adoption, you'll see things go up, and then things will level. When that leveling happens, I don't know. But then you'll see things start to level. They'll go like that a little bit, but they'll start to level. Look at the US dollar. It's level. That's what I'm paying attention to. That's really what I'm paying attention to. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. We've got some really cool things coming. We're really, really working hard at bringing you guys some stuff. Don't forget that most of the articles that I talk about are actually on GrowMyBag.tv. There are some benefits coming to members only, and there are some benefits coming to subscribers, and nothing else for anybody else. They'll have to figure it out. Join the community or not learn. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. I hope I was able to share enough with you guys. I hope you like what I'm doing. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.